Hi, fourth grade. I'm going to go over the first lesson of chapter 8 in Shirley English with you. If you want to read this lesson, you can. It's on pages 244 through 246, but I'm going to summarize everything here so you don't have to read it if you don't want to. The first thing that this lesson goes over is object pronouns, and you can look at those on reference 133 in your textbook. Object pronouns are really pretty easy. It's just telling you that pronouns can be used as direct objects or as objects of the preposition, and you don't label them in any way that's different. So, for example, if we had just a regular sentence with a regular direct object like the teacher tested the class, we would just label it like normal. So we would classify it by saying, who tested the class? The teacher. So teacher is the subject noun. The teacher did what? What's the action? Tested. The teacher tested whom? The class. That's a direct object. It's receiving the action because it's being tested. Let's change this verb into verb transitive. And the word the, of course, is an article adjective, and the word the is an article adjective. So that's just a regular sentence that you're used to classifying by now. But what if we wanted to take out the class and use a pronoun instead? We could do that if we wanted to, right? We could say, the teacher tested them. We would label it the exact same way. So if we use pronouns here, we label it the same way. It's really easy. So who tested them? The teacher, subject noun. The teacher did what? Tested. The teacher tested whom? Them. Even though it's a pronoun, you label it as direct object. It's no different. Just like before, we then go back and we make this a verb transitive. And then, of course, the word the is an article adjective. So real easy, just an object pronoun. It can be used as a direct object and you just label it the same way. I'll give you another example. We could say, John laughed at Frank. Right? This is just a normal sentence that we're used to seeing. Who laughed at Frank? John, so that's a subject noun. John did what? What's the action? Laughed. Verb. John laughed at Frank. At is a preposition, so let's label it a preposition, and then let's put parentheses around our prepositional phrase. And always the last word of the prepositional phrase, it's always a noun, and you always label it object of the preposition. Now, what if we wanted to say, John laughed at him? We would classify it the exact same way. Who laughed at him? John. John did what? What's the action? Laughed. John laughed at him. At is a preposition, so let's put our parentheses here. Label our preposition. And then him, just like the word Frank, him comes at the end of the prepositional phrase. Even though it's a pronoun, it doesn't matter. We label it OP, object of the preposition. That's all you need to know for object pronouns. So I'm going to go ahead and clear this. All right, the other part of this lesson is just on changing present tense to past tense. which you've done this before, so this won't be too hard. But I'll show you an example here. We can do our team rides on the bus. The coach tells us to sit down. He closes the door and drives us safely to the game. I know this is really small, but this is a paragraph, and everything is in what tense? Present tense. Now let's say we want to change this whole little paragraph to past tense. Well, let's look at all of the main verbs here, and let's go ahead and turn them into, we would look at helping verbs too, but I don't really see any here. So we're going to look at the verbs, and we are going to change them into past tense. Our team rides on the bus. Nope, we want rode on the bus. Our team rode on the bus. The coach told us to sit down. He closed the door and drove us safely to the game. That's really all that you have to do. Now you are all ready to do classroom practice 38 in your workbook. If you want to keep watching the video, I'm going to show you step by step how to do that. Or you can just do the page on your own. Okay, we're looking at classroom practice 38. Classify each sentence. For exercise 1, the first sentence says, our dog ran down the street after the neighbor's cat. What ran down the street after the neighbor's cat? Dog. Subject, noun. What is being said about dog? Dog ran. Verb. Down is a preposition. That means we have a prepositional phrase here. Down what? The street. So street is our object of the preposition. It ends the prepositional phrase. A is always an article adjective. After is another preposition. After what? Cat. So cat is the object of the preposition. It's where our prepositional phrase ends. Whose cat? The neighbor's cat. So that's a possessive noun adjective. The is always an article adjective. Whose dog? Our dog. Possessive pronoun adjective. This is a subject noun verb pattern 1. The type of sentence is exclamation point, strong feeling. It's an exclamatory sentence. We're going to go back and divide our subject from our predicate. Our dog is the subject. Ran down the street after the neighbor's cat is the predicate. Let's go to the next sentence. My brothers walk 7 dogs after school. Who walks 7 dogs after school? Brothers, subject noun. What is being said about brothers? What did they do? Walk, verb. Brothers walk what? Dogs. Direct object. Let's go back and make this a verb transitive. How many dogs? 7. It's an adjective. After is a preposition. After what? School, object of the preposition. Whose brothers? My brothers, possessive pronoun, adjective. This is a subject, noun, verb, transitive, direct object, pattern 2. Subject, noun, verb, transitive, direct object, pattern 2. Period, statement, declarative sentence. Separate the complete subject from the complete predicate. And we're done with that sentence. The next one, sit and watch the ocean waves with us. Who sit and watch the ocean waves with us? You implied, so let's write you in parentheses right here. And then we can label it a subject pronoun. What is being said about you? We actually have a compound verb here, sit and watch. So we're going to label, I'm going to move this over so that it's not in the way. Okay, so we have sit and watch. Since we have two verbs, they're compound verbs. So we're going to label them CV and CV. The word and is a conjunction. You sit and watch what? The ocean. That's a direct object. So this is going to get kind of crowded here because we have to go back and label these compound verbs as compound verb transitive. So this is actually CV transitive and CV transitive. What kind of waves? Ocean waves. Oh, I put the direct object on the wrong part. So sorry, I'll move that over. So what kind of waves? Ocean waves. So we're going to label this as adjective. The word the, of course, is an article adjective. The word with is always a preposition. With who, with us, object of the preposition. We're going to put parentheses around this. And we have subject noun, verb transitive, direct object, pattern 2, period, statement, declarative sentence. Let's divide our subject from our predicate. And we're done with that sentence. That was probably the hardest sentence that we've had so far because we had compound verb transitives here. So if you could do this one, you can probably do any of them. All right, let's keep going. I'm going to clear off all of this up here. So if you want to pause the video and make sure you got everything right, you can do that now. And now I'm going to just scroll up so we can move on to the next part. So we're in exercise 2 under skills. And it's having us change the underlined present tense verbs in paragraph 1 to past tense verbs in paragraph 2. The first paragraph says, my big brother owns the Broadway Grill. After I save enough allowance money, I eat lunch at my brother's place. I sit at the counter and swivel back and forth as I munch my hamburger and drink a soda pop. I feel grown up as I walk to the counter and pay for my meal, but I feel even better when my brother winks at me and gives my money back. What a brother. Okay, we have to change all of these present tense verbs to past tense verbs. My big brother not owns, but owned the Broadway Grill. After I change save to saved enough allowance money, I not eat, but ate lunch at my brother's place. I not sit, but sat at the counter, and not swivel, but swiveled back and forth as I not munch, but munched my hamburger, and not drink, but drank a soda pop. I not feel, but felt grown up as I not walk, but walked to the counter, and pay turns into paid for my meal. But I feel turns into felt. Even better when my brother winks turns into winked at me, and gives turns into gave my money back. What a brother. Okay, pause this if you need to because I'm going to clear it out. And the last part is the editing. Because should be capitalized, the first word of the sentence. Because Joey is blind, Joey needs to be capitalized. It's a name. We have an introductory phrase here, so we need to, actually, no, we have an introductory clause. We have an we have a dependent clause here. Because Joey is blind, comma, is a dependent clause, followed by an independent clause. He read in Braille. No, we need to change that to reads. Braille is actually a proper noun, so we need to capitalize the word Braille. And then we need to put a period at the end of this sentence. So we have, because Joey is blind, he reads in Braille. Next sentence, we need to capitalize his, the first word of the sentence. His friend gives him rebellious spirit is a name of a book. So let's underline the book title. And then let's capitalize the title as well. His friend gives him rebellious spirit, comma. An book in Braille? No, we need a book in Braille. A book in Braille. Let's capitalize Braille. by Lori Lawler. That, of course, is a name, so let's capitalize it. By Lori Lawler, period. That's the end of our sentence. It tells the story. This, of course, is the first word of the sentence, so let's capitalize it. It tells the story of Helen Keller, another name here, let's capitalize it. It tells the story of Helen Keller, period. Keller, again a name. Couldn't see, couldn't of course needs an apostrophe. Keller couldn't see, comma, but she also couldn't hear. We have two independent clauses here and we join them with a comma and a conjunction. But she also is spelled wrong. Couldn't hear. Couldn't, of course, is a contraction, so it needs an apostrophe. Also couldn't hear, this is the wrong here. So let's make it the right here, G-A-R. But she also couldn't hear, period. Joey, let's capitalize that name, and it's the beginning of the sentence. Joey can't wait. Man, we have so many mistakes here. Again, we need an apostrophe for this contraction. Joey can't wait. Wrong wait. Let's write the correct one. Joey can't wait to read his new book. We have the wrong new. Let's make it the right one, N-E-W. It's new book. We need a period at the end of our sentence. All right, and there you have it.